Hey, how you doing? My name is Eason,
And I'm Gabrielle Eason.
and we're here today to talk about entrepreneurship. So the first thing that I want to talk about is what inspired me to create Healing Care Incorporated, which is my business, a private home care business. So what inspired me is that my grandmother, my late grandmother, had a personal aide that really did her wrong. When I say did her wrong, they gave her the wrong medicine, they gave her at the wrong time, and it really messed with me. And instead of being angry, I decided to make a solution, which is starting my own business. How God has confirmed this in me is by other people. God will use other people to come and prophesy to you and let you know that there's more for you, that you have a bigger calling, that there's something that is inside of you that you need to get out. And while I do still have a 9 to 5, I take entrepreneurship very seriously. When I say that, I mean that I have a nurse, I have different clients right now that I'm servicing, and I try to build those relationships as much as I can. And the scripture that I always like to go to is Proverbs 3:5, which says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not on thine own understanding. A lot of times we like to lean on our own understanding in those situations, and that'll get us down. And on all that ways, acknowledge him and he will direct our path. And I take that very seriously because there was a time where I could see God moving and I didn't trust him. And I think that really caused a lot of strife in my own personal relationship with him, and a lot of trepidation when it comes to things that I would go after. I really appreciate God using other people to confirm his calling in me, and I think that it has really pushed me to move forward and grow as a person and as a believer. And any advice that I would have for you guys is just to stay strong. What will happen in the beginning of entrepreneurship is that you will find yourself faced with different challenges, different hurdles, and you have to understand that it is a marathon and not a sprint. So anything that you come across, make sure that you just take a leap and you keep going. Because a lot of times we will get discouraged and we'll let the devil play with us and trick us out of our opportunity. You have to make sure that we stay strong as believers and we continue to move in our faith, and he will open doors and he will continue to provide as long as we keep him first. And so I want to pass it out to my wife now.
Whew, I mean, we need the offering after that. Okay, so I'm just gonna get right into it. I am the owner of an online apparel store. It's called Gabelle. And the thing that inspired me to create this business is that I've always been a really, really big fan of fashion. Like, I've always liked dressing well, looking well. It's crazy because my mom reminded me not too long ago, maybe a couple months ago, about like these sketches that I had from when I was in like the 2nd and 3rd grade. I would just sketch women wearing clothing, and it just seems like I'm now walking into my destiny, one that was manifested such a long time ago. So yeah, and another major thing too that inspired me to start this business, and I would say this is probably at the top of my list, is that I really want to empower women. I know they say that, you know, if you look good, you feel good, but that is really true. That's a really true saying for me. There's been times that, you know, where I'm at home and I'm like, you know, the day wasn't really the best. And, you know, sometimes you just as women, you just go through phases where you're just like, But for me, you know, sometimes putting on something nice, doing my hair, just looking cute, just really makes me feel a little bit better. So there's that. The way that God confirmed that this is something that I should be doing is like just crazy. You guys don't even believe this stuff that God has done to confirm that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. But you know, I really prayed about this. I prayed and I was like, you know what, God, give me an idea. Give me something that I can do to make money so that I can leave my 9 to 5. Like, what can I do, you know? And it's really funny because it's like this was prophesied over my life a long time ago. And I remember when someone told me back in 2009, like 10 years ago, that I was going to be doing what I'm doing right now. And I looked at that man like he was crazy. So I owe him an apology. But I really just, you know, am so thankful to God for just confirming it, not only with other people, but it's just one thing when God drops something in your spirit and he confirms it with you. So a scripture that has really kept me motivated for right now, God dropped this in my spirit again a few months ago, and it comes from Ecclesiastes 9:11. And it says, I have observed something else under the sun. The fastest runner doesn't always win the race, and the strongest warrior doesn't always win the battle. The wise sometimes go hungry, and the skillful are not necessarily wealthy. And those who are educated don't always lead successful lives. It is all decided by chance, by being in the right place at the right time. And that is the New Living Translation. So to wrap things up, that scripture kind of ties in the last point that I want to talk about. And it's really just making sure that you pay attention to that last line, which is, it is all decided by chance, by being in the right place at the right time. I don't care who is doing what you're doing. I don't care if the industry is quote unquote saturated. If you are meant to do what God told you to do, then it's going to work out. You have to trust and believe that following your dream was a great decision, and that looking back on this date now, let's just say 10 years from now, you are going to be so happy and so grateful that you decided to go for it. So I really encourage everyone out there to have faith and believe God. You have to see it before you see it. And whenever you decide to become an entrepreneur, whoever wants to become an entrepreneur, whenever you decide to step out on faith and do it, make sure you stick with it. Don't give up. It's really, really tough in the beginning. I know when I first started, I was like, okay, bye-bye, I'm off to something else. But no, like, God has really just been showing me that, you know what, I said what I said. Do what I told you to do. So that's all I have for now. That's all we have for now. We hope you guys have a wonderful day.
Thank you, guys.
All
Bye.
right.